Alright guys, just gonna jump right into it. This is footage from Thursday, July 17th. It's actually gonna be a shoulder day. I'm just warming up with some banded muscle ups. Slowly working my way towards the actual muscle up. And here you see me slowing down just because my earbuds fell out. Threw off my whole mojo, all that. So, yeah, in my gym, we actually have bands in E's that go from black, green, blue to red, meaning the black band will give you the most assistance from the bottom of the motion. So I start off with these, go to the green band, and I'll actually use the blue band at the end of the workout. The biggest thing holding me back has been wrist mobility, actually, and you see me slip a little right there. But I would always get my chest fully above the bar and be completely stuck. So the band's really giving me that extra force at the end just to get me over and finishing the movement. Hopefully I'll be able to do that myself. So here you see me warming up with a 95 on the overhead press. My split still calls for a compound movement to start off each workout. Today's overhead press day. Definitely my weakest workout. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. Doing two movements or 8x2 is really taxing, especially when they're both on my shoulder joints. So bench, I'm actually up to 250 on 8x2. I haven't found something I can be too consistent with week to week for overhead press. When I did do 8x2, I peaked at 155, but for the life of me, couldn't get over it. But so here I'm working up to the weight where I'm going to stay at, 120. Did 5 sets of 4 to 6 with this, and I'm just going to keep moving forward in that range. As far as form goes, I think I'm pretty solid. I'm doing strict press, so I'm not bending in my knees or using momentum. I'm just having the bar rest on my chest, my legs are straight, my glutes are tight, and you pretty much want to end with the bar directly above your head. But definitely in line with your ankles. I don't have a full body shot, but you'd see that my ankle and the bar and my shoulders all are in a straight line. If it's not in that line, whichever way the bar is leaning, you probably won't be able to maintain it there when you use higher weight. The only problem I see is that I'm exaggerating the head tuck at the end, where my head's pushing through under the bar, but it might just be the angle. My biggest advice for beginners is definitely push straight up. Your head needs to get out of the way. So right here it's a grinder, but I get the head out of the way and I push my head forward as soon as the bar clears so that I'm not tilting backwards and arching my spine. So yeah, this exercise right here, the dumbbell shoulder press, used to be my main exercise for shoulders. Definitely still recommended for beginners just because it's a lot less technical and it's back supported. Kept the weight at 60 here for all 4 sets. Trying to hit between 6 to 8. I think I just went for 6 on each set. Definitely control the weight. A lot of people in this exercise, as well as many others, just try and jerk the weight. Go get a room if you want to jerk something and test your grip strength. I mean, I read somewhere that grip strength is correlated to longevity of life, so correlation implies causation. Maybe in this case, one way to find out, if you know what I'm saying. So third compound movement, the upright barbell row. The key to this is to keep your elbows above your wrists. It can be a pretty demanding exercise on your wrist, so you don't want to exacerbate potential problems by adding in bad angles. I used to use the curly bar just because it was a little easier on my wrists, but to each their own. I definitely feel my delts and my traps. Really underrated exercise, but potentially problematic one if you have bad form, so I think that's why a lot of people avoid this exercise. Just like in a deadlift, keep the bar as close to you as you can, and I typically try to pull to my nipples or higher, just so I get a good contraction in my traps as well. So moving on to shrugs, I think you're better off doing a high volume simply because the range of motion is so little. It's also an awesome exercise because the negative of it passively stretches the muscle. What I mean by that is if you have the dumbbell in your hand and you're just standing there, it's going to stretch out your traps. So with exercises like this and seated calf raises, I pause at the bottom and I really pause it for a second at the top too, again because the range of motion is so little. So yeah, moving on to isolation exercises. Actually going to include these because my shoulder workouts aren't actually that long. If you want to upgrade your shoulders to boulders, you got to do some lateral raises, guys. Doesn't really matter whether or not your arms are bent. That's pretty much up to you, but I just get a way better contraction out of this when our arms are straight. If I bend my arms, it's kind of inconsistent in the amount of tension I keep on the movement, so maybe it's just me cheating. So yeah, lateral raises are a must, but rear delt fly I think definitely finishes off the delts. It's the cherry on top. And you guys can thank me later for this next clip. But yeah, as the reason for the chest supported rear delt fly, it gives me a more stable base, and if you notice, I'm actually so explosive, my chest comes off of the pad. But really contract your shoulder blades together, and I think this will be a much better alternative to a standing rear delt fly. Then I just finished off my workout with more banded muscle-ups at the end.
What's going on, guys? Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm actually on the way to pick up my little brother. Got quite a ways before I actually get to him, so might as well use this time wisely. I wanted to bring up the topic of motivation. So I'm 20 years old now, just turned 20. I will be a junior in college this fall. And I've been lifting for about 3 years now because I started, actually a little over 3 years. I started senior year of high school. So motivation, what drives you? My goals have changed a lot from then to now. Originally, I wanted a six-pack, I wanted to get girls. And I think, you know what, whatever drives you, that's great. But that's a really short-term goal because I've had abs since about the 6th month of working out. And I've always been relatively lean. I've just finally had the muscle mass to show it. So if my only goal was to get abs, I would have quit a long time ago. For me now, my goal is to be healthy. I've had 5 surgeries on my leg. I have 1 more to go. I want to be walking, running, boxing when I'm older. And when I have a family and have kids, at whatever point that may be, I want to be able to enjoy physical activities with them. That drives me forward. A lot of people, whatever gets you going may not be the same thing that keeps you going. I figured a lot of this stuff, like, it's just so short term. That's why people give up so easily. And they just have such high expectations for themselves even. But stay motivated, guys. Find a long-term goal and be realistic with yourself. Be real with yourself. Don't ask yourself out from the jump. People just get so frustrated so easily and they quit. It's just like everything else in life. You have to put in effort and you're going to see back from it. You're going to reap what you sow. Successful people are successful through habit, not luck. I mean, I don't really know how else to put it. But hopefully my rambling was a little bit insightful for you guys. I'll catch you guys later. Give me some feedback, why don't you? Like the video if you actually like it. I need some response from you guys. Later.